Hi, this is Matthew Cratter from Trader University. Now, on my channel, I normally talk about trading stocks, trading options, but today we're going to do something a little bit different that I think you guys will find fun. I'm going to show you how you can make a risk-free profit by betting on elections. And in order to do that, we're going to look at a website called Predicted. Now, this is an example of what is called a prediction market. And the way these contracts work is that the number that's currently being traded gives you a good idea of the probability of that event happening. So for example, right here, we're looking at who will win the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination in the US. And you can see here Elizabeth Warren, at least according to this financial market, where people are betting real money, is currently has a 50% chance of getting the nomination. Joe Biden, just a 22-cent chance. So the obvious way to play this, if you have very strong views, for example, that Joe Biden is going to be the nominee and you're very convinced of this, what you can do, and this is not the trick, so stay tuned for the trick. The trick is going to show you how to lock in a risk-free profit, but I just want to show you how these work first. The way these work is that if you buy the contract here at 22 cents, basically you hit buy yes, you put some money in here, and it looks like U.S. citizens are able to do this. And people from other countries as well. It looks like it's still available. It's also available in Canada, New Zealand, Australia, etc. But if you bet here 22 cents, buy one contract for 22 cents, if Joe Biden ends up being the presidential nomination, this contract will mature at 100 cents or $1. So you'll put up 22 cents and you'll make a dollar. And that's the way this works. Whereas if you think that there's a 0% chance that Joe Biden will be the presidential nominee, what you can do is you can just click buy no. And in that case, you're basically buying a contract for 79 cents and it will mature at $1 if Joe Biden is not the presidential nominee. So I like looking at these. I think they give you a very good idea of what's basically happening and what how the various candidates are ranked, and it's very useful. But what I'm going to show you today is how to lock in a risk-free profit. So, let me just get this back to where it was. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. What you need to do is you first pick a candidate like Joe Biden, and I'm going to use round numbers of 1,000 to make this easy. So I'm going to buy 1,000 contracts saying that Joe Biden will be the presidential nominee. I'm going to pay 22 cents per contract. So 22 cents times 1,000 contracts will cost me $220. Now, if I'm correct and Joe Biden is the presidential nominee, this will pay off at $1,000. I'll just put 1K. So basically 1,000 contracts times $1 equals $1,000. So in that case, if Joe Biden is the nominee, I will make, what is that, $780. Now let me show you the risk-free part where you can lock this in. All you need is a very strong Joe Biden supporter in your office, or a friend or a relative who's very vocal about politics. Now you can do this with any candidate. I'm just picking the Joe Biden because he has a low number. It tends to work better if there's a lower probability, and you'll see why. But basically, all you need to do, you first enter this contract, or you want to try to do these sort of simultaneously, but then you find a very strong Joe Biden supporter who's just really convinced that Joe Biden's going to be the Democratic nominee. And then what you do is you bet that Biden supporter $500 that he is going to lose, that he's not going to get the nomination. So what happens? So you bet him, you have this bet on Predicted here of $220, and then you're betting your friend or this guy at the office who's really obnoxious and is a really big Joe Biden fan. Again, you can substitute Trump, Warren, I'm not picking on Biden or anything, and bet him $500 that Joe Biden will lose. So you do these things simultaneously, and you've basically locked in a $280 risk-free profit. So what happens? If Joe Biden gets the nomination, you win $780 here on Predicted, and you lose your bet to your friend. So you make $780, you lose $500, you come out ahead with $280. So that's if he wins the nomination. This will mature at $1. This will go from 22 cents to $1. You'll make $780 on that. You'll lose $500 to your friend, but you'll come out ahead $280. Now, what happens if Joe Biden loses the nomination? Well, in this case, this contract will go from 22 cents to zero, because then at that point, the probability of Joe Biden getting the presidential nomination will be zero. And so this will mature at zero. You will have lost all $220. But what happens? You will have made $500 from your friend, betting that Joe Biden will lose. And so again, you'll make $500, you'll lose $220. Again, you'll have a risk-free profit of $280. So I thought this was kind of cool. The other way to use this is to use this to kind of inform your macro trading. So if, for example, you can read polls and everything, and they may say like Andrew Yang's ahead, Joe Biden's ahead, etc., etc. I like looking at this because this gives me a very good idea of what people with real money, and it's not huge amounts of money on this, the market is sort of small, but with people with real money, they're putting their money where their mouth is. And so just looking at this, if you had, when people ask me who I think is going to be the Democratic presidential nominee, just looking at the spread here, it's Joe Biden at 21% at 47 and Elizabeth Warren at 47%. I can say pretty confidently, I think Elizabeth Warren is going to be the nominee, and that she's going to run against Trump. Now you can also look in here. There's some other kind of neat things. You can look who will be the 2020 presidential winner, for example. And so this has Trump ahead by 6 percentage points, not ahead by a lot. And so it does, this also sort of confirms that the two front runners are going to be Trump versus Warren, even if Trump is impeached. Then if you're curious, for example, what are the chances of Trump being impeached, you can click here on Trump administration, and you can see, will Trump be impeached by the end of 2019? It's basically 50-50, 52-48. You can see, for example, the market thinks there's only a 2% chance that Trump will be named a Nobel Peace Prize winner. If you want to guess on who the next Supreme Court Justice nominee will be, if Trump has a chance to nominate someone else, Amy Coney Barrett, it looks like, is the leader here. So I find this very useful. You can use it to sort of inform your macro predictions too. So what you can do is you can say, well, it looks like there's a fairly good chance, or there's a higher chance that maybe there's a higher chance of Elizabeth Warren being the new president of the U.S. next year than people think, and there's a higher probability than most people think. And then you can go read her positions. And here, this is just a recent article from CNBC saying that she wants to apply an additional 7% corporate tax on every dollar of earnings for a company above $100 million. This is obviously would be a big tax hike for corporations. And whether you're in favor of this or not in favor of this, I'm not really going to take a side here. But I think we can agree, all else being equal, that when companies are paying higher taxes, it lowers their net income. And as a result, this would give me, just looking at that piece, would give me a fairly a more bearish outlook on the S&P. So that's another way to use that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know your comments in the comment section below. If you enjoy this kind of arbitrage and different trading tricks, be sure to check out my courses as well at Trader University. I have a great course on swing trading with options and another great course on learn to trade stocks like a professional. And if you just click on the link in the description notes below, it'll take you to this join page. And tuition is normally $125 for 30 days access, but I have a special going for my YouTube subscribers. So if you just click Get It Now right here, and then you click Have a Coupon Code, and you type in YouTube 2019, click Update, you'll see that you'll get a reduction of $26 per month. And again, there's no contracts, there's no long-term contracts. You can sign up for just 30 days and cancel after that 30 days. And if you want, you can even go through all my courses during that 30 days if you have a lot of time to watch them, because there's quite a bit of material. It's very rich material. But be sure, if you want to sign up, check out that discount code. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And thanks a lot for listening. I'll see you in the next video.